And that's it. I keep it very, very simple. I don't start pulling out lavender and peppermint, and I don't start doing that because I have to get their attention first. And if I don't get their attention, I'll never get to the lavender and peppermint ever. So the first thing that I comment is something that will grab their attention a little bit. And that for me has been that, that statement. And again, it's not memorized, although I've said it 1,000 times probably, but I guess it's memorized now, but it's not purposefully memorized. It's just generally what I feel like. I'm working with a $2 billion healthcare company, and you could even say projected to become a $20 to $30 billion healthcare company in the next 10 years. And I look for top leaders. Well, what do they know by that simple statement? They know that you work with a very established company. They know that you're not just settling for anybody. You're looking for top leaders. And maybe they're a little bit, maybe they appreciate the fact that you're talking to them and that you're looking for top leaders. Well, number 3, after you share that with them, and after I shared that with the gentleman on the plane with me, he said, well, tell me about this company. What company is it that you work for? Step number 3 on your attachment is introduce the doTERRA opportunity. Now, you guys have heard me say this 1,000 times. The doTERRA opportunity is broken up into 3 categories. doTERRA the company, doTERRA the products, and doTERRA the business. Okay? And I won't cover all those right now, but just to give a highlight of those, when I talk about doTERRA the company, and by the way, I do it purposefully in that order, doTERRA the company, product, and business. Now, when I talk about doTERRA the company, I'm telling people we're debt-free. We have 7 owners. We're based on values and good principles. I tell them about healing hands. And if you ever share that video with other people, they'll be very impacted as well. I want them to understand that this is more than just any other company. This is a company with a big heart. This is a company who is focused on doing good things for people around the world. Then I go to the products.
Hey, Kenny, could you have Wilfred and Dave mute themselves? There's some background noise.
Hey, Wilfred, can you mute your phone?
Okay, I think he's muted.
Okay, thanks, Dave, Mandy, Wilfred. Okay, so when I get to the products, I tell people about my own personal experience with the products. The first one was when Past Tense helped Rebecca with her migraine headaches. I tell them of, anyway, our own personal experiences, our experiences with our kids, sunburns, whatever it is, whatever products had a big impact on you. And then I tell them, after 10 years, we have a 70% retention ratio after 10 years. Then I move on to the business, and I tell them the 5 areas of compensation, okay? I'm not going to go into those right now. Each of you, I think, have a PowerPoint presentation for me. If you don't, I can give you one. If you don't want it, that's okay, too. But I just talked about the 5 areas of compensation. Okay, number 4, this is critical. After you've told them about doTERRA opportunity, company, product, business, I then send them about 4 or 5 emails. And the emails that I send them, and I'm happy to give all of you those emails if you like them. The emails I send them are Healing Hands video. I send them a video that I constructed that has the company, products, and the business, the compensation on it. I send them an A to Z guide. I send them 4 or 5 emails that I think embody the company, product, and business of doTERRA. And then I also, if I think it's a high-profile leader, and when I say high-profile, somebody that has all the great attributes of a leader that I'm looking for, I also then I also send them some products. And oftentimes I'll send them a family physician kit because I'm really determined to show them. I want them to have the experience of the products and see for themselves that it is good. Okay? So now I've sent them emails. I've sent them products. What do I do next? In a few days, I follow up. I call them up. I think Wilfred and Idalise, I think I did this with you. I followed up and said, did you get the products? Did you get the emails? Is that right? Yep. Okay, good. And we went over and I answered any questions that they may have. So I think Wilfred Needlese, I believe that when I sent you the products, Wilfred, I think you mentioned on the phone with me that with little kids, you gave them some lavender one night, and you were impressed on how it calmed them down so quickly. And all of us that have had little kids, we know how valuable that is, especially at night when we're getting settled in, to have that calmness. So I follow up and I get their feedback. We go through usually a lot of questions. Usually I'll answer questions on emails or the products. And then at that point, I close the deal. People have had an opportunity to hear the message, the opportunity of doTERRA. They've had a chance to try the products. They've seen kind of some of the materials. And now I sign them up. And I try to qualify up front. Is this somebody that just wants to use the products? Or is this somebody that I'm going to have become a frontline general? All of us on this call know that everybody in doTERRA loves the products. Everybody in the world. So because I know everybody will love the products, I keep my eyes out for significant, strong leaders. Okay, so after I follow up and answer their questions, and after I qualify them, I close the deal. I sign them up. And I'll go into a second in a moment. Well, let me just break away right now. When I sign people up in doTERRA, I always 100% of the time sign them up on LRP. Always. I'll get into that more later, but I sign them up, I close the deal, and then what do? Then I train them to be armed and dangerous in doTERRA. I train them on the very same thing that I presented. doTERRA the company, doTERRA the products, and doTERRA the business. Okay, I train them so that they are very confident. If people don't know the 5 areas of compensation, I make sure my leaders can teach me the 5 areas of compensation. If they can't, if my leaders cannot teach me the 5 areas of compensation, they are not ready or confident enough to go share that oftentimes because they are hesitant. They don't understand. Now, of course, we should be helping our leaders get on the first few calls, attend the first few meetings to help them, right? And that's what I did. When I came into doTERRA, I had Darren, I had Dave Miller, I had a lot of support from my upline to help me know how to present the company. I knew it was good, I knew the products were good, but I had not a clue on how to present the opportunity. And Darren especially was very, very instrumental in helping support me when I first began. And I think that's very important. So again, recap you guys, take genuine interest in others, get their attention with your speech, whatever, or your pitch, whatever it is that you think will grab their attention. We know that doTERRA, by the way, is a vehicle that allows people to have better health, greater financial peace of mind, and more time to do the things that are important to them. Time to be with their families, time to serve, time to pursue hobbies and interests. So you're presenting that opportunity. So make sure, number 2, you get their attention. Number 3, introduce them to the doTERRA opportunity, company, product, business. Send them emails that are impactful and product. Follow up, close the deal, and train them. Now, I know we went through that pretty fast, and I sent an attachment so that as you're going through, and individually, I will do personal one-on-one sessions with each one of you if any of you have any questions. Now, I want to point out that this is just the way that I've done it. This does not mean this is the only way, okay? So each one of you may have some different parallels or segues off of this plan, and that's completely okay. What I hope to do today is share with you what has worked for me, and take what you like, and the other stuff, let go in one ear and out the other and do it your own way, okay? But this is the way that I have found to be successful in doTERRA. These are the 7 steps that I have followed. And again, up until a few days ago, I hadn't really written these down per se in a step-by-step format, but here it is. And this is what I've been comfortable with and something that's been useful for me. Okay, next. Qualities to look for in a leader. This is huge. So when I'm talking to somebody, in fact, I met with a gentleman yesterday at doTERRA, about 34-year-old young man. Ironically, he was referred to me by a good friend of mine. and he coincidentally was working at the call center at doTERRA, which we know he can't work at the call center and become a wellness advocate, right? So when I met him, it was about 3 days before the doTERRA convention. So what did I do? I invited him to the convention, and he came for about half of the convention. And during the convention, he kept texting me saying, "Kenny, this is incredible. Kenny, this is amazing." And I could tell that he was very much impacted by the message of doTERRA and its culture and its the feeling that he got while he was at the convention. Well, I sent off a text to Dave Sterling and said, "Hey, Dave, I've got a gentleman that was referred to me, but he's working for corporate doTERRA. What does he need to resign from doTERRA?" And Dave said, "Yeah, if he's going to be a distributor, he's going to need to resign." So he just ended his brief 2-week customer service job at doTERRA yesterday so that he could pursue being a distributor in this company. And of course, working for the company is great too, but we know that the freedom and the opportunity as a distributor is, I think, significantly better in so many ways than the corporate side, and he is coming aboard. So I share this story with you because really what we're doing, and I think one of the most important aspects in doTERRA is while you're building your doTERRA business, you have to find leaders. You guys, this is the key to building the business of doTERRA. We already know the company is phenomenal. We know the products are fantastic. To build the business, we have to qualify and find leaders. So these are the qualities that I personally look for in my leaders. And again, you guys may have another dozen that are not on this list, and there's probably another dozen that maybe I haven't listed, but these are the first 7 that I feel like are very important in finding and qualifying leaders. Number 1, and again, this is all on all of your attachments. Number 1, when I look for a leader, they have to have integrity. I've got to be able to trust them. I want them to trust me, and there has to be a relationship of trust there. So I have to be able to count on my leaders. And so integrity is number 1. Number 2, I look for people who are driven. People that want to do something with their lives and people that want to advance and progress and grow. I feel like I'm growing every day. There's constantly things every day that I'm learning and trying to improve upon. I'm looking for people who want to better their lives. Number 3, I put down committed to something, committed when they find something good. I'm looking for people, now keep in mind, I would say 95% of the people on my front line could not stand MLM and were very much not in favor of this type of industry. So I smile when somebody tells me they don't like MLM. I start smiling because I know they possibly going to make a very great frontline general. If they can come across and they can see the big picture of the opportunity, they could become a phenomenal leader. So yesterday when I was talking to this gentleman who's resigning in the customer service, he said, "Kenny, I've got to tell you, up until this point, I can't stand MLM." And I started smiling and I said, "You're going to be awesome in this company." Because the leaders I'm looking for, I want leaders who are, they're tough sells. They're tough sells. It's tough to get them over. They're not just easily jumping to any opportunity. They're looking for the right fit for their lives. And as much as I'm looking for the right leader, they're looking for the right opportunity. So I'm looking for people who are committed once they find something good. Number 4, I put on your attachment hearts of gold. What does that mean? All of you on this call and all the other leaders that didn't make the call but that are on my front line, one of the things all of you share in common, you all have hearts of gold. And this is what I mean by that. I believe that each one of you with success will do great things with your success. So every single one of you, and I could go on for a story. I'm not going to embarrass anybody on this call, but I could tell you some stories that would bring tears to your eyes of what you have done with your time and success in this company. And I won't even I'm not going to point them out right now. At a later date, I want to actually point out some of the things each of you are doing, but you know who you are and you know what you're doing. But the things that you're doing with your success in doTERRA, oh man, honestly, it makes me so happy and honestly so happy and proud to work with you because of the type of team leaders that I have in this group. So thank you for that. And that, anyway, number 4 is hearts of gold, okay? Looking for leaders who have a similar heart and mindset. Number 5, resourcefulness. What do I mean by that? By saying resourceful, I mean people who are willing to figure it out. If they don't get the answer, they'll search for it. If they have an obstacle, they'll go over it or under it or through it or around it or whatever. People do not stop. They're resourceful. They're going to go out and find the tools and techniques, everything necessary to succeed in this opportunity. So I put down number 5, resourceful. Number 6, I look for persistence. Persistence, what does that mean? When I came into the doTERRA company, at the time they had 15 presidential diamonds. They had them all go on stage. They asked them one question individually. Would each of you write down the number 1 quality that allowed you to hit presidential diamond? Each one of them answered individually on a piece of paper. They handed their papers in. The person, the host, read each one of them. Guess what they all said? All 12 of them individually. Guess what they said? Persistence. They never quit. They never quit. So persistence is a quality that I look for in my leaders. Years ago, I had a young man, I think I've told many of you this story, came into a home. I was doing real estate. He came into a home, very shy, very timid gentleman. I had just been doing doTERRA for 3 months. He came in, he was looking for a very nice home. I asked him what he did for a living. He said he did doTERRA. And boy, he was so shy, and I couldn't imagine. I wondered how he had done. He said, well, I asked him, I said, I know a little bit about the ranks. I was brand new. I said, what, have you done okay? And he said, yeah, I'm a blue diamond. And I said, that's pretty good. And he said, yeah. I said, tell me, what is it that has helped you to be so successful? Because he was very shy. Like I said, I was very impressed the fact that despite being shy, he had to have had some great leadership qualities, and he did. And he looked at me and he said, you know what? My biggest thing is I never quit. And that always stuck with me. And I have found that resoundingly in all the leaders of doTERRA, a lot of the leaders that have done well, a similar quality of persistence. Lastly, number 7, I said effective. I think it's important. When I say effective, I'm talking about people who work hard and they work smart, both. So they work hard and they work smart. I believe that there is a difference because we can work hard doing almost anything. I can twirl this pen and be busy, right? I could be busy all day twirling this pen, but not effective. But when we are busy and work hard, but we also work smart, what is the best use of my time? How do I accomplish this? And what's the direct step to accomplishing the bigger goal? We become effective. So working hard and smart. Okay. So those are the 7 qualities: integrity, drive, commitment, hearts of gold, resourcefulness, persistence, and effectiveness. Those are the 7 qualities that I look for in my leaders. Okay? Okay, and I know we're kind of flying through this, but I purposely want to make this training very precise, very direct, give you the things that have helped me and let you guys utilize them accordingly. Okay, now I'm just going to share a couple of insights. When I share doTERRA, I put down here, share your journey of your story. And here, I'm going to break this down in about 2 minutes. Here's my story of doTERRA. Number 1, I did not like MLM. But I had a really good friend, Darren Gates, who I'd known for 20 years, who I had enough respect for that I was willing to go meet with the CEO. I had very little expectation. That meeting with the CEO, Dave Sterling, was totally different than what I thought. He never talked about money. He never talked about any of those things that I did not like about MLM. He only talked about how great the products were, how great the mission of the company. I came home, told Rebecca, Dave Sterling and Darren Gates gave me product to try. I came home and said that was a very good meeting, totally different than anything I expected. Rebecca was the first one to really use the product. She had suffered from migraine headaches. She took past tense. 10 minutes, 15 minutes after she used the product, she came back in the room and she said, "What was that product?" I said, "I have no idea." But it said past tense on the bottle. I just said it's supposed to take away migraine headaches. She said, "You have to find out about this company because whatever is in that product just took away my migraine headache." And that was my first product experience. And I had so much respect for my wife that I thought I better look into this because this is not, I was so skeptical. Well, even then, I still thought it might be a coincidence, so we continue to use the products for all kinds of things. Every single product worked. And you guys have all heard this story. I went back into Dave Sterling. He had a big smile on his face. Why did he have a smile? Because he knew that the products were going to work, because they work for everybody, right? And so he said, "What did you think of the products?" And I said, "They work. This is legit." He said, "Kenny, it is legit." And he said, "I understand you are skeptical about MLM, but this is not like any other MLM company in the world. Our focus is on people and our focus is on quality products." And he was right. So I decided to engage in the opportunity. I went to Hong Kong, was my first area. I went to go get a referral from my friend in Hong Kong. And as I explained to him the company, product, and business, guess what happened? He wanted to join. Totally blew my mind. Wasn't expecting that. And from that point forward, I tried to go after leaders of all shapes and sizes and ability and country and no respecter of any of that. I wanted to find great leaders, and I didn't care if they were the CEO of a $40 million company or if they were the president of the PTA. I wanted great people, great leaders who had great attributes. So all those of you on this call today, obviously I purposely went after each one of you, okay? I went after each one of you because of who you are and because of the qualities that you embody. And that's what I have done. So I share with people my doTERRA journey. I tell them what I've done. I tell them the type of leaders that I have always looked for, and I tell them my story. And when I'm done with my story, I think even those that are not very excited about MLM, what do they realize? They realize, well, this guy wasn't excited about it either. And this is what happened to him that changed his mind. And this is where he is now. And I think it brings to people to want to know what happened. How did he go from totally couldn't stand MLM to heavily involved and thinking this is the greatest business model in the world? And so I take them on that journey, okay? That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm going to jump down to the next thing. Always sign people up on LRP. Here's a very something I think will be very useful for you. I explain to people always, I'm trying to think if there's ever been a time that I have signed somebody up that I have not done LRP. I can't think of one time. And this is the way I approach this. When I sign people up on doTERRA, I tell them there's 3 ways to sign up. There's retail, which no one should ever do. There's wholesale, which is better because now you're purchasing 25% discount than the retail price. That's better. It's like a Costco wholesale card. Everybody should at least have wholesale. But then I say there's one way that's even better than wholesale. It is buying wholesale and getting points, qualifying yourself to be able to start getting points that accrue just like Delta Sky Miles, frequent, whatever, they accrue points that can allow us to get free product. And I tell people right up front, listen, if you don't like the product, just cancel. No big deal. But let's put you in a position to be able to get the points because what do we know, you guys? They're going to love the product, right? We know that. And they're going to stay on probably forever because over the last 10 years, 70% of all people are still using the product today. Unbelievable, phenomenal. This is why this company is so great and successful is because people love the products in the company because they really work. So I tell people, let's get you signed up. And I get the credit card, we send up the LRP, we're off to the races. Now, again, I tell them if there's any doubt in their mind or any hesitation, I tell them, don't worry. You can cancel anytime. You're not locked into a contract. So I always sign them up with LRP again. the three ways: retail, wholesale with the ability to get points. Let's let everybody get points, you guys. Let's put everybody in a position to get points. They can always cancel, but we know that once they try the product, there's a very slim chance that they ever will. Okay, I'm going to move on to a totally different topic. I'm jumping around like crazy on this because I want to share with you what I feel like is important. In doTERRA, here was my aha moment, okay? I had an aha moment in doTERRA, and this is what it was. As I was learning the compensation program, on this call, everybody on this call knows that when we are a silver in doTERRA, it means we have how many leaders, you guys? 3 leaders, right? When we have 3 leaders that are each doing 3,000 volume, then we are silver in this company. Okay, now when I had my first 3 leaders, and each one of those leaders were able to do 3,000 in volume, I became a silver. That was an aha moment for me because when I became silver, this was what I thought. I thought, okay, I'm now a silver, and then I quickly looked to the requirements for a diamond. How many silvers do you have to become a diamond? 4, right? So I thought to myself, okay, I'm now a silver, so if I train 4 people to do what I just did, I'm a diamond in this company? And something in my mind, a shift, a perspective change, I thought, I can teach 4 people to do what I just did. I can do that because I just did it. So now I know how to become a silver. And if I know how to become a silver, I can teach 4 other people to do what I just did and become silver as well. And I want you to know that that mental shift for me was extremely critical and significant because I realized that I could do it. I realized that if I could become a silver, that means I could become a diamond. And by the way, I would later realize if I could become a silver, I could become anything in this company because every single thing in the company has a microcosm of silver. Okay, it all breaks down to silver. So if we can learn to become silvers, we can continue and progress to wherever we want to land, whatever our goals are in this company. That was my aha moment. Okay, we're jumping quick. Okay, finding pools, okay? So a lot of people ask, what is the best way to find a leader? Here we go. These are the 3 ways that all of you on here have come in one of these 3 ways, okay? Either a direct contact, a referral, or through social media. Direct contact, referral, or social media. Every person on this and the others that are not on this meeting this morning that are part of my front line, you guys are a direct result of one of those 3 areas. Now, I feel like in doTERRA, I feel like I'm constantly planting seeds. Some of those seeds take a day to germinate and to blossom. Some of those seeds take a week. Some take a month. Some take a year. Chris, you were 1.5 years, right? So these seeds take different times. And I have a list of people that I have in my finding pool, and I also have a back burner pool for those that maybe aren't right now. But as you guys go around and share the doTERRA opportunity, the company, the product, and the business, you guys are going to be able to identify and find leaders. Now, again, some of you were direct contacts. My brother-in-law James is on this call. Obviously, I knew James directly, right? Direct contact. Others, Matthias and Moana, for example, who were on this call, they came from a referral. I have a good friend that's an attorney in Salt Lake, and I asked him, I said, can you tell me somebody who you think would be fantastic for this type of company? And he said, the healthiest couple in all of Europe, Matthias and Moana Harder. And so I sent a message to Matthias. Those of you that were at the dinner heard the story. I sent Matthias and Moana out a message. They responded. We met in Austria, I think a couple weeks later, and they bought a diamond kit, and here they are. And that was a direct result of a referral. Now, third, in fact, Idalise and Wilfred and Idalise were a direct result also of a referral, by the way. So were Dave and Mandy. John Eric, you came. That was a totally different way. I had a real estate company, and John Eric's wife, Lynn Kavame, came in one day, and she was looking for a home. But she told me they were living in Norway, and she told me about her husband, John Eric, and here we are. John Eric's on my team now. So that came from a direct contact from a business. Now, Fadwa is also on this call. Since we're talking about those three areas, Fadwa was a direct result of social media. I saw Fadwa's daughter, tremendous talent, beautiful voice, and I thought, boy, she would be fantastic singing for the Healing Hands. So we met on that. Fadwa was her mom and her manager, and in the conversation of getting to know Nadia and learning more of her and her talents, Fadwa, we came to find out she and her husband came over and met with us and learned more about doTERRA, and they have now become on my front line a tremendous leader. So everybody on this call, you guys embody the three areas of people, and all of those areas have worked. So again, direct contacts, referrals, and reaching out to people on social media. Every single one of my people have come through one of those three mediums. And I'm so glad that this morning we have a representation of each one of those finding opportunities here. So again, plant seeds. Plant seeds. And again, some will take longer than others, but if you plant seeds, they will grow. If you keep planting seeds every day, no matter where you're at along the doTERRA journey, keep planting seeds all the time. We're down to three things, you guys, three things. And the next thing I want to mention is finding and qualifying leaders. Now, I know that when we are in doTERRA, we only have 14 days, right, to move people. So sometimes we may think, man, that's tough, right? How do we determine within 14 days if somebody's going to be a rock star or just go crazy in doTERRA? And sometimes we don't know. I've made mistakes. Maybe some of you have made mistakes also in placements, and that's okay because I think all of us make those, but we become a little bit more keen on maybe what to look for. So I think super important in doTERRA is finding and qualifying leaders. Okay. Now one of the things that I've done, and I want to mention this, probably my #1 recruiting tool in doTERRA has been making use of conventions, post-convention tours, and events. Okay, now everybody on this call, isn't this kind of interesting? Matthias and Moana, you guys, the first real connection after our initial contact was a convention, right? The Europe Convention. Chris Crump, even though you're my neighbor 2 doors down, you had a significant convention experience, would you say? Okay, so those of you on this call, I think will, Wilfred and Idalise, I think when you guys went to leadership training, I think that was an aha moment for you guys. So everybody on this call, I think that each one of you would be able to attest that the use of conventions, post-convention tours, and events are the best way to recruit. Now, let me tell you what's so great about it. Right now, I think there's 100 city stops for the post-convention tour in the U.S. I probably saw 50 in Europe. Then I saw some in South America. I saw some in Asia. You guys, this is a way for you to not have to travel all around the world in 1 month. You can send people to these events. They can feel the message of doTERRA and the heart of doTERRA, come back and report, and then you can teach them and train them. This is one of the best ways ever to recruit and find leaders. Now, I've always made it a rule that the only people that I have ever put on my front line have been people that have had the qualities that I mentioned before of leadership and that I felt had the capacity to go all the way in this company. So the fact that each one of you are on this call meant that I have had tremendous confidence in your abilities. You are leaders. And the reason why I put you on that front line is because I felt confident that you have the type of attributes and qualities of a great leader and the ability to go all the way. And you will. And I had total confidence in that. And we'll do it together. So as you are qualifying, looking for your leaders, try to decide if this is the person you're going to put on your front line. Now, if somebody just wants product, hey, that's fantastic, right? We're trying to help people improve their health as well. You may not put somebody who is just a consumer, though, on your front line. You may put them under one of your lines for volume. But I would recommend to reserve your front line for leaders that you feel like have the capacity and qualities to go all the way in this company and to make tremendous leaders and take ownership of their teams. So that's all I'm going to say about leaders, finding and qualifying your frontline generals and utilizing the post-convention tour to recruit. Right now, I'm going through every single city, and thinking, who do I know in Anchorage, Alaska? Who do I know in Portugal? Who do I know in Taiwan? Who do I know in Singapore? And I'm reaching out to those people with, remember, I called it the pitch, get their attention. Hey, I'm with a $2 billion healthcare company called doTERRA, and we are having an event in Singapore. I'm looking for a top leader in Singapore, and I wanted to reach out to you and see if we could talk. Does that make sense, you guys? Get their attention, and then get them to a meeting so that you can find leaders. Okay, we're down to two things. The next one I said must show people the big picture and how this can be a vehicle to their dreams. Whether we like it or not, when we are getting to know people, especially for the first time, oftentimes people in their own minds are thinking about us. What does this person have to offer me? What's in it for me? People ask themselves that question in their mind, especially when we don't know them. So when we're engaged in a conversation. So you guys, when we approach people about the doTERRA opportunity, we have to tell people what's in it for them. What is in it for them? Better health, greater financial peace of mind, and the ability to have more time and autonomy to do things that they feel like are most important in their lives. That's what we have. We have a golden ticket. We have a golden ticket that will allow them to be able to realize their dreams. And if we make our priority helping people realize their dreams, we will succeed. Because our focus will be to help our people. Our focus will be to help our leaders. I'm just recruiting right now a young man. I won't even tell you his name, but he went through some pretty rough things in his life. He's about in his 30s, and he's not on this call, so I can tell this story. And I won't go into grave detail, but he's had his life's been turned upside down over the past 6 months. I have a real desire to try to add value through the doTERRA opportunity to his life. I want to see him turn his life around, regain some of his confidence, regain some dignity and success in his life. When our leaders succeed, we're happy. We have joy, not just because we succeed, but it fulfills us. It gives us gratification. It's something that means a lot to us. I mean, I look at everybody on this call and I think of all my frontline leaders. And I think of the friendship that I have with each one of you. And man, that is something that I really value. I love it. It's something that makes doTERRA so fulfilling. And so when you guys are sharing the doTERRA opportunity with people, please share with them the big picture, the big picture. And what is the big picture? The big picture is we're part of a company with a big heart. The picture is we're part of a company that has a retention of 70% after 10 years. And the big picture is we're also part of something that has a vehicle in the business opportunity to bless people's lives and to help them realize their dreams. Better health, greater financial peace of mind, greater ability to have time to spend with their families, time to pursue service opportunities, time to pursue hobbies and talents and gifts and hobbies. We have a golden ticket that we can offer people that will change their lives, that will bless their lives. So anyway, please keep that in mind as you're sharing the big picture. Yes, the product we know is at the core of that, but there's a bigger picture, and when people see that and know how it can help them be a vehicle to what they want to accomplish, it will become interesting to them, and hopefully it'll become a great value to their lives. Okay, the last thing I'm gonna mention on this call, and this is perfect because we've gone for about 45 minutes today. And when we're done with this call, if everybody's okay with it, I'm probably just going to end the call after that so that we can use this as a recording. Okay, now individually, I will be talking with each one of you, okay? So if you have questions on this call, please jot them down and we will talk later one-on-one about those items. And you also have an attachment that goes over every single thing that we have done today. So far, you guys, let me ask you, is this useful? Has this been good so far? Yes? Yes? Okay, awesome. We can do this as often as you guys would like, and maybe we'll do it sporadically and we'll set up things, but it was important. I wanted to make sure that I shared with you those things that I consider to be of greatest value, or at least have helped me the most in my time in the 6 years in doTERRA. The last thing I want to share with you today, when I came into the company, I remember one of our upline leaders, the Shedevis, who are now the biggest distributors in all of doTERRA. They share with me a formula that they have used since day one in doTERRA. And all of you know it, all of you have heard of it, and some of us, hopefully we all apply it to some degree, right? But it's called the 2-2-2 method. And I notice Patrick and Elise continue to use this model today, and that is, if we follow this model, Elise Shedevis and Patrick Shedevis said, anybody in doTERRA can go all the way in this company if they will apply this formula. And here's the formula. Contact 2 new people daily. Follow up with 2 people who you have presented the opportunity to before, and have 2 weekly meetings. Now, a weekly meeting can be one-on-one, which, by the way, is my favorite way to identify and qualify my leaders, one-on-one. But it can be also, it can be a bigger meeting. It can be a home party. It can be a business opportunity meeting, but 2 meetings every week. So 2 daily contacts, 2 daily follow-ups, and 2 weekly meetings. Now, some of us may say, that sounds pretty easy. But as we consistently apply that formula, I remember Elise seeing her consistently apply that formula, whether she was a diamond, a presidential diamond, or as they are now, triple diamonds. She continues, as I can see, to apply that formula, the 2-2-2 method. You guys, if we do that, if we are consistently looking for new leaders, as we're consistently helping train them to do the things that will help them be successful, we will be able to help our team, and we'll be able to grow in doTERRA ourselves as well. That's what I have. Now, the one last thing that I wanted to say, it used to be in the past that all new leaders would utilize their own training module to learn about doTERRA and to build a business. Recently, doTERRA incorporated all the training. They took training from all the leaders and they brought it into one forum, and that's called the Live, Share, Build Guides. If you don't know about the Live, Share, Build Guides, look them up. If you just go to Google and type in doTERRA Live Guide, doTERRA Share Guide, and doTERRA Build Guide, they'll all come up. Now, I think it's excellent information to know. Some of your style may be a little different. Some of my style is a little bit different from those guides. However, I will say, if each one of you will know the material like the back of your hand in those guides, it will increase your awareness and give you some ideas on how to present doTERRA in your own way. And again, I might vary from that, but that information is critical to know. I went through recently those guides myself just so that I had the awareness of some of the information of the day-to-day living, how to share it, and how to build it, just to have that awareness so that I could be a better trainer. so that I can have a better awareness. So if each of you have not gone through those guides, I would highly encourage you to go through those and encourage each one of your team members to go through there as well and to learn the information. That's what I have for today, you guys. That's what I wanted to share with you as I have, again, thought through the past 6 years in doTERRA and thought, what are the things that have been most valuable to me in building the business? These are the things in a consolidated form that each of you have in an attachment that have helped me the most. So like I mentioned at the beginning of this call, take what you like and disregard what you don't like. I won't be offended. Do your own, do what's effective for you. You guys may have things that you may like about that style, and you might have things that you say, I like that, but I don't like that. That's okay. No problem. My goal is to share what I have what I have found to be helpful and see if some of that might be of value to you guys. So thank you, everybody, for getting up early or staying up late wherever you are in the world. This will be recorded, so if any one of you would like this training for your teams or for your downlines, whether you like it or not, I'll probably send you out a recording. You can use it as you want, okay? And so thank you so much for being on this call. I'm so glad to be doing this, working in this company together with all of you from all around the world. It's so fun. I appreciate and value your friendship. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll talk again soon. Thanks, you guys.